Mortal Kombat is a 2021 fantasy action film directed by Simon McQuoid, screenplay by Greg Russo and Dave Callahan, and story by Orion Uziel and Greg Russo. Of course, based on Mortal Kombat by Ed Boon and John Tobias.
It stars Louis Tan, Jessa McNamee, Josh Lawson, and Mikad Brooks.
With a budget of around $55 million, this had a box office take of $51.1 million.
With a tomato meter rating of 55% and an audience score of 87%.
So, based on the video game franchise of the same name, this 2021 film serves as a reboot to the Mortal Kombat film series. After the flop of the 1997 Mortal Kombat Annihilation, it was not clear if there was ever going to be another Mortal Kombat movie. There was a third one in the works for a long time that ended up in development hell. And following the rather positive response to Kevin Tancharon's short film, Mortal Kombat Rebirth, Warner Brothers found a renewed interest in the product, and now we ended up with this. So, my initial thoughts are, this honestly is good for what it is. If you go in expecting an Oscar winner with an amazing script, with, performances that are going to blow you out of the water, you're more than likely going to be disappointed. But if you go in expecting a fun, martial arts action movie, I think you're going to probably enjoy what you see. I recognize that most video game movies are just fucking horrible. And with that being said, this is one of the best ones I have ever seen. That is, it's by no means perfect, but it definitely exceeded the expectations that I had going into it. So if I was going to give this any sort of verdict, my main belief, I guess, is that there are not enough good video game movies. I think it's unfortunate because I love video games and I love movies. So those two scissoring is good stuff. I shouldn't have said that. So I do think that more video game movies like this should be made. I think this is a step in the right direction. So I am going to give this a yes, just simply because I enjoyed it, but also I feel like the success of this could cause more studios to want to put money towards projects like this, and we could just end up with better video game movies. What about you?
Oh, yeah. It's interesting because there's only... it's weird because of video game movies, I've seen movies that had good actors in them that just, it was a shitty script. There was like a Halo movie with a good actor in it. It's the guy from the Luke Cage series. I forget his name. Yeah. There's over the years have been lots of really floppy types of films. Like the Sonic the Hedgehog one was god awful.
What?
Really?
I thought next week we'll be talking about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. But yeah, we should do an episode of that one if you want. That would be a fun one to not. I just they're just not good. They don't do well. The thing for me is, oh, thanks, Paul. Interesting. Sorry. Where am I going with this? Oh yeah. So for me, the problem I have is that, and this is something that I've heard Ty talk about, is the question is, should you watch? And for me, this is a special interest movie. So if you are watching our podcast or listening to our podcast because you like good movies, if you want to see an excellent action film, this really isn't it. I mean, my answer has a couple conditions. So if you grew up on the Mortal Kombat games and you watched the original movie, which was absolute garbage, but when you were 9 years old, it was great. Then yeah, watch this. This is definitely something that you need to watch. If you want to see a movie based on a video game that's not complete garbage, then yeah, watch this because it's actually pretty good for a video game film. But the thing is that since it requires you to be a member of kind of a special interest group to enjoy it, for this one, I just have to give it a no. I loved it and I really enjoyed it, but it's because of the sentiment. I remember the old movie being terrible. I grew up on the video games. I love the video games. These characters are all very near and dear to my heart. But if the question is, should you watch? If you're not a member of the same special interest group as me, and it isn't movie people, which for me, this is who the podcast is for. It's video game people that also like movies. If you're not a member of that group, the answer has to be no.
That's fair. I mean, that's very similar to what I said about Justice League. So I think that's a very fair criticism. How I guess the difference for me is I don't feel like superhero movies need more financial support. I do feel like video game movies need more financial support. So that's why I'm almost giving, like I said, I kind of gave it a yes simply because I want there to be more of it. But yeah, I think that's a very fair answer. Let's we definitely have to bring out Spoiler Terry, have him ruin this. So Spoiler Terry,
get over here.
Oh God.
That one's gonna be fun to edit.